anemia is a difficult part of a child's life that I think is going to be difficult for me as a father because of my different take on institutionalized education.
Yeah, you're going to have a fun time.
It is going to be an interesting one for me to deal with because I do need to emphasize more standard education than I perhaps normally would. Mm-hmm. But I think, it's important for me to have a kid who respects that system and the system in ways that are a little more productive while still very knee-deep in it.
Right.
I need to be able to provide a broad enough sense of the world so that my kids feel as though they can leave and create new systems if they so choose. But also, the system we have has a value for most, and as such has a value for all. And is of value to learn, to just know. Even if you don't abide by everything in the system, it's important to kind of take note and realize how the rest of the world functions.
Yeah.
And that's important. But I think one of the you particularly as my dad, one thing that, and I've told you about this before, but I'll say it again, one of the most important things that you stressed throughout my growing process throughout the years is the fact that you've never been a dad before. And that's not just because I didn't have a little brother before me, or an older brother before me. It's just that, even then, you wouldn't know what it's like to have two kids until you have two kids.
Right.
And it emphasized the fact that life happens as it happens. Mm-hmm. And you're new, I'm new. I mean, this is unique. And I think that's something that kids often, and this is the big point, kids often forget about their parents. I think parents are probably more aware, actually internally aware of the uniqueness of their parenting situation as they live it out. But I don't think the kids appreciate that.
Right.
Because a parent's supposed to have everything figured out, including parenting. Though you've never done it before and you don't really have practice for 28 years of experience. You can't practice what it's like to be a dad when your kid turns 28. You can't.
Right.
Your kid turns 28 and then you experience it as it comes.
Right.
And that's
being
something.
A dad when your kid's 28 is different than being a dad at another time.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's brand new, even though I've been doing it for 28 years. So what? I haven't done today's parenting ever.
And I think the reason all this stuff really has worked to your advantage as my dad is that that admission coupled with the spoken degree of trust that you guys put in my direction as I have aged really combines to create this kid who feels appreciated, responsible, and trustworthy. And those are three critical factors, I think, in a kid becoming himself as the days pass. And stepping up to the plate and becoming who he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might take 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But I think it is more likely to never occur if the kid is not given that kind of advantage. If the kid's not given the advantage of being told that his mentors are new at this. His mentors trust him to be smart enough to solve problems as they come.
Right.
And then also, there's a degree of concern or worry. Safety has always been a huge issue in our home.
Right.
Worry is built into things. And as an only child, I think it probably amps things up. I don't know if having an only child really strikes you as a significantly unusual situation. Since it's your only context. But I mean, if I get sick and die, you guys lose.
That's it.
Yeah, you
that's
lose it.
Yeah. Oh, that always hovers over everything.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, you could go home tonight and be hit in a car wreck.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
So not that. Now that sounds real callous in that if you have two kids, you don't feel that way.
Right.
Because you got another one, you got an extra, a spare.
That's
not true.
Right, that's not, yeah.
But you don't realize how much of your life, I would say, revolves, not in the sense, though, that we do everything for you.
Whoa, a lot of deer.
I haven't seen you all year.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
I've seen them quite a bit down in this yard here.
That's awesome.
Cool. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, you were saying it's not a spare. It doesn't hurt any less.
Right. And it's not that we revolve around you. It's just that you are so integral to our lives.
Sure.
You know, we don't plan everything to make little Noelle happy. We don't do that.
I should hope not.
But you're a consideration in everything we do.
Sure.
Always have been. Because you're part of us.
Sure.
And so the fear is that, you know, you won't be here. And when you're not here, there's a chunk gone. I mean, that's part of our lives.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is that it's very important to remember that your parenting helps you find out who you are as a person. And I wouldn't have thought that. I thought I would find out what kind of a parent I would be
Sure.
when I had a kid.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that that child would show me myself reflected back.
I see.
And that there would be things I would have to deal with in me
Sure.
that I had never noticed.
Gotcha.
And that I didn't particularly care to see. And there have been some heartbreaks there.
Really?
In having to look at myself through the mirror of you.
Huh.
And see, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was me. I did that.
Huh.
He has shown me I did that. Now what do I do with me? Now
Interesting.
what do I do with him? What do I do with me?
Sure.
That's been a surprise.
Is that new, or is that something from the beginning?
No, I'm becoming more aware of it, and your mom has really helped me notice it because she is so verbal about her discoveries about herself.
I see.
And she's been very open about what
You can park it down here for me.
her parent. Well, I got that stuff in the back.
Okay.
What her parenting has meant to her.
I see.
And shown her, and that's got me thinking.
I see.
And now I'm aware of things all the time, and that can be a heartbreak because I had covered up a lot of things about myself
Really?
that I didn't think entered into parenting. And they don't, but they enter into being a person.
Right. Who also is a parent.
Who also is a parent. And I have to deal with that. That's
Right.
just the way it is.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, hey, dude. We made it.
All right.
We are
Done deal.
home. Hey.
Very good. And we can, if you go ahead and pop your hats real quick. Let me make sure I didn't just, the door.
Pop my hat.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's frightening.
Yeah, it does sound pretty,
Let's see if I can find that.
it sounds downright squirrely.
It does.
Yeah, see, if we could have had the light, it would have been awesome, but because we're in a rental truck, they design it so that you can't leave the door open and lose your battery. So there's no switch.
Well, no, we could have left the headlights on and lost our battery. We could have done that.
That would never happen.
Oh, okay.
That would never happen. Yeah. No, it did happen,
Oh,
actually.
thank
You guys
goodness.
missed that, but we that's why the sun went down on us. We actually
started this quite a while ago.
Yeah, so
But, you
anyway.
know. Well, thanks. It's been real.
Yeah, it's been real.
Thank you.
Dad, thank you for joining me.
welcome,
like I said, I'd like to have a discussion with Mom at some point on motherhood to see if it's specifically different. And then parenting is interesting. So I appreciate it. I appreciate your support and doing all this.
Well, I'm glad you love me. It's good.
Absolutely. Likewise.
Love you too, Lance.
Love you too. Thank you much. Okay. All right, now we're going to take things in. Good night.